On September 14, 2025, the boxing world was plunged into profound sorrow as news broke of the sudden passing of Ricky Hatton, a British legend whose fists, heart, and unyielding spirit made him one of the most beloved fighters of his generation. At 46, Ricky was found dead at his home in Greater Manchester, his life cut tragically short, leaving fans, family, and the sport he dominated in a state of shock and grief. Born Richard John Hatton on October 6, 1978, in Stockport, England, Ricky's journey from a working-class kid in the Northwest to a multiple world champion was a story of raw talent, relentless determination, and the highs and lows that come with fame. His death, confirmed by Greater Manchester Police as non-suspicious, has sparked tributes from across the globe, with figures like Amir Khan and Piers Morgan sharing their heartbreak. Survived by his 3 children and his close-knit family, Ricky's legacy extends far beyond the ring. He was a promoter, a mentor, and a man who fought not just opponents but his own demons with courage. With a net worth estimated at $40 million, earned through his boxing career, endorsements, and business ventures, Ricky lived a life of passion and purpose. Today, we delve into Ricky Hatton's cause of death, his age, his family, his net worth, his lifestyle, and the untold life story of a warrior whose impact will echo for generations, inviting you to remember a man who gave everything to the sport he loved. Ricky's story began in the industrial heart of Stockport, England, where he was born into a family that embodied the grit of the working class. His father, John Hatton, a printer by trade, and his mother, Christine, a school dinner lady, raised Ricky and his older brother, Matthew, in a modest home filled with love and the sounds of Manchester United matches on the radio. From a young age, Ricky was a bundle of energy, his parents recalling how he'd shadowbox in the living room, mimicking the fighters he saw on TV. He was always punching something, his mother once said with a laugh, her voice warm with pride. Growing up in the Hatton household, Ricky learned the value of hard work. His father's long hours at the print shop and his mother's dedication to their family instilled a sense of responsibility that would carry him through his career. At 6 years old, he started boxing at the Sale West ABC Gym, under the guidance of coach Billy Graham, who saw potential in the chubby kid with the big heart. Ricky had that spark, Graham later reflected, remembering how the boy would train for hours, his determination already evident. Those early years in Stockport, with its rainy streets and close community, shaped a fighter who would become a symbol of Manchester pride. His roots never far from his thoughts, even as fame took him around the world. Ricky's ascent in the boxing world was nothing short of meteoric, a rise fueled by raw talent, relentless training, and an unshakable belief in himself. Turning professional at 18 in 1997, he made his debut with a first-round knockout against Colin McCauley, a victory that set the tone for a career of dominance. By 2001, he had captured the British light welterweight title with a stoppage win over Michael Stewart, and in 2005, he added the WBA light welterweight crown by outpointing Kostya Tsayu in a fight that remains one of the most celebrated in British boxing history. That night in Manchester, the crowd was electric, Ricky recalled in a 2020 interview, his eyes lighting up at the memory of the roaring arena. His welterweight run was equally impressive, claiming the IBF title in 2007 against José Luis Castillo and defending it twice before moving up to challenge Manny Pacquiao in 2009. A bout he lost but fought with the heart that defined him. Ricky's record, 45 wins, 3 losses with 32 knockouts, spoke to his power, but it was his ability to connect with fans, his Hitman persona, and his post-fight humility that made him a legend. He retired in 2012 after a loss to Vyacheslav Zinchenko, but his comeback announcement in July 2025 for a bout in Dubai showed his undying passion for the ring. Ricky's family was the foundation of his life, a source of love and strength that sustained him through the highs of victory and the lows of defeat. He was a devoted father to his 3 children, son Campbell, born in 2007, and daughters Holly and Lauren, from his long-term relationship with Jennifer Rhodes, whom he never married but shared a deep bond with for over 20 years. "My kids are my world," he often said, his voice softening as he spoke of Campbell, who followed in his footsteps as a professional boxer before retiring in 2023 at 16. Ricky's parents, John and Christine, were his biggest supporters, with John managing his career in the early days and Christine offering quiet wisdom. "She kept me grounded," he told the Manchester Evening News in 2018, crediting her for helping him through personal struggles. His brother Matthew, a constant companion, shared in the family's pride, often attending fights and celebrating victories together. Ricky's family life was private, but his love for them was evident in the way he balanced his career with fatherhood, coaching Campbell and cherishing time with his daughters. Despite rumors of relationships, Ricky remained single after his split from Jennifer, focusing on his children and his legacy in the ring. Ricky's net worth, estimated at $40 million in 2025, was a reflection of his successful career and savvy business moves. Built from boxing purses, millions earned in his prime fights against Pacquiao and Mayweather, endorsements with brands like Reebok and Everlast, and his role as a promoter through Hatton Promotions, his wealth allowed him to live comfortably. He owned a portfolio of properties, including a Manchester mansion and a Spanish villa, but he was known for his generosity, often donating to local charities in Stockport and supporting young boxers through his gym. "Money's nice, but it's the people you help that matter," he said in a 2022 interview. His lifestyle was a blend of luxury and humility. He enjoyed fine dining and classic cars, like his prized Ferrari, but also relished quiet nights at home with his kids, watching Manchester United matches. At 6 feet tall, with a muscular build honed from years in the ring, Ricky maintained his fitness through boxing training and gym sessions, even in retirement. His wardrobe was casual, jeans and hoodies for everyday, sharp suits for events, reflecting a man who never forgot his roots. Health-wise, Ricky battled depression and alcohol issues after his 2012 retirement, seeking treatment in 2016, but by 2025, he was in good spirits, planning his comeback with renewed vigor. Ricky Hatton's death on September 14, 2025, came as a devastating blow. Found unresponsive at his home in G-Cross, Hyde, Greater Manchester, by a family member. Greater Manchester Police confirmed the death was not suspicious, with an inquest pending to determine the cause, though initial reports suggest a combination of health complications from his past struggles with addiction and a recent illness. Ricky was larger than life, and his loss is unimaginable, his son Campbell said in a statement, his voice breaking with emotion. The news spread rapidly, with tributes from legends like Amir Khan, who called him a friend and a warrior, and Piers Morgan, who wrote, "R.I.P. Ricky Hatton, 46. One of Britain's greatest fighters." Fans flooded social media, sharing clips of his epic knockouts and heartfelt moments. One writing, "The Hitman hit us all in the heart." His funeral, planned for late September in Manchester, will be a celebration of his life, with the city expected to honor him with a minute's silence at the Etihad Stadium. Ricky's legacy lives on in his children, his promotions company, and the young fighters he mentored, a reminder of a man who fought not just for titles, but for the love of the sport and the people who cheered him on. Ricky Hatton's untold life story is one of triumph, turmoil, and unbreakable spirit. From Stockport streets to the world stage, he became a symbol of Manchester pride, his 45 wins and 32 knockouts etching his name in boxing history. His battles with Pacquiao and Mayweather, though losses, showcased his heart, and his 2012 retirement speech, where he thanked his fans with tears in his eyes, captured his humility. At 46, with a family that adored him, a net worth that secured his future, and a lifestyle that balanced fame with family, Ricky lived fully. His story reminds us that true champions fight the biggest battles off the ring. If Ricky Hatton's journey, his courage, his heart, and his legacy has moved you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's honor a legend by remembering the fighter who never backed down. Thank you for joining us in celebrating this extraordinary life. Until next time, may Ricky's spirit inspire you to fight for what you love.